Welcome everybody, Nav is here representing my esports team, the Sploosh Troop, and today you're here for episode 0 of Dota Basics. Dota Basics is going to be a little video series that goes ahead and explains the basics of Dota. Pretty self-explanatory. We're going to start today in the Watch tab of Dota, and for those of you who haven't, this is supposed to be like, wow, this is Dota for the first time. This is the Watch tab, and you are actually able to come inside of Dota and watch live games. We're going to start here, and we're going to explain how Dota works by looking at this tiny little mini map here. This is a game called Dota, which stands for Defense of the Ancients. Each team has a little ancient. If you take a look right here, this is the green team, which is the Radiant. This is their ancient, and over on this side of the map over here, this is the red team. They are the Dire. That's their ancient. Now, each team also gets 5 heroes. I like to describe Dota as a 5-on-5 competitive game, very similar to basketball, or I like to use basketball as an example because it's 5-on-5, or hockey. That works as well. So, you basically have 5 teammates, and there's 3 different lanes. As you can see, there's different little structure or little lanes here with these 2 little dots. These dots are towers, and the way that you win a game of Dota 2 is by having all 5 of your guys, or even just one of your guys, march down and destroy this tower, then destroy this tower, then destroy, there's 2 towers here, then there's 2 towers in front of the ancient, and then you destroy the ancient. Usually takes about 25 to 45 minutes to win a game of Dota 2. Probably like around the 30-minute range on average now. So we're gonna hop right into a game and show everything that I've just been talking about. So that's just me talking about the game of Dota 2. Now we are actually able to watch this game. So this game is literally live right now. Somebody's playing it. This team's playing it. This is Dota Plus. We don't need to show that off right now. And we're gonna show exactly what I was talking about. So we're watching the free camera. I am just watching the map, and this is what the perspective is when you're looking at the game from, for example, Drow Ranger's perspective. This is what she sees the game as. Now I'm gonna start here at the beginning of the map. This is the ancient I was talking about for the Radiant side. If you look at the bottom left, you can see the mini map. I can click anywhere on this mini map to show the other side of the map. So these are both sides of the map. And notice that there's this little thing on the mini-map moving. We can see everything, but these guys moving, these are called creeps. And these creeps spawn every 30 seconds, and essentially the Dire and Radiant team are sending enemy units out that try to destroy each other. By killing these creeps, the heroes in the game gain gold and experience. Now, you use the gold and experience to go places like the shop. There's a shop right here, so you can go into the shop and you can buy all kinds of different items. Now, items are they are mind-numbingly complicated when you think about all of the different items that exist in Dota 2, and so are spells, but that's another thing that exists. So each hero has a health pool, a mana pool, and has access to different spells that they can level up as they gain experience. I won't go into I won't explain exactly how that works because we're just doing a basic concept overview here, but essentially that's what it is. You can see these 2 guys mid lane battling it out right here. One guy trying to kill the other. Actually, let's see how this pans out here. It might be a kill. No, Razor's gonna turn around. Razor there was spells going on there. You guys know a lot of stuff happened there that was kind of interesting. But for those of you who are new to the game, you don't need to worry about all of that. Now we're gonna actually exit this game. So that was a cool introduction to the game. We're gonna exit back out, and we're gonna step it back a notch and talk about the client, the interface, all this other good stuff that exists in this game, because Dota itself actually has one of the best game clients that exist. So why not talk about it a little bit? This is the screen that you see when you enter Dota 2. Now, Dota has an ever-changing entrance screen, which is kind of cool. They promote new things like heroes, which you can see here. This is the newest hero, Mars. He just came out, like, I don't know. He came out. Let's go through everything. So you've got your profile tab. If you click on your profile tab, it will give you information about the games that you've been playing. You can click and see what stats you have, teammates you've played with, trophies you've acquired, and tickets that you have. I think tickets is for, yeah, like the internationals and the tournaments. Now, these are Dota events. That's what tickets is for. Over here, you can see information about your most successful heroes. You can also get that information in your stats tabs. Like, you can do some stuff over here. So that's pretty cool information about your profile. If we go back out over here, looking at our friends list, you can see everybody who's online and who's in a party, you can see everybody who's here. So if I click on my friends tab at the bottom left here, you can also see that same information. I could right click on this guy and message him or ignore him if I wanted to. That's part of the game interface, is actually trying to help you make friends. Right down here is the chat box, so you can chat in your local community. This is your news feed, and I actually posted this earlier on an accident because I wanted to do this I was doing this video and I posted this and I made a mistake. This is some featured stuff, but this is essentially your splash screen. When you enter Dota, this is what you see. Now we have more interesting tabs to go to. We're going to go to the hero tab. Now the hero tab shows you every hero in Dota and all the different abilities they have. You can select them based on like whether they're a nuker, disabler, jungler, or whatever, but you can just look through them as well. Now if you click on a hero, let's go ahead and click on Monkey King because I have a hilarious mask on him. So if I click on a hero, where's my mask? Let me see my mask. Come on, Monkey King, give me my mask. Oh my god, he won't stop spinning. There he is. If I click on the hero, I can see more information about him. This is Dota Plus information, but if I hover over his spells, these are his spells, I can see information about him. I can hover over his talent tree to see which kind of talents he can level up. Or if I straight up want to, I could jump inside of a demo, which we'll do for a quick second. I can jump right in a demo and try this hero out. So demos are cool because you can refresh your abilities, give yourself free spells, make yourself invulnerable, level yourself up to max, and just do stuff like this. Like you can just come here and spam try anything you want. You could try all kinds of crazy stuff. You can drop a dummy target and see how much damage you do to it. It doesn't really matter. The demo mode is literally for testing and trying stuff out. It's a great place to test out heroes and see how they feel. I highly recommend trying it. So that is our heroes tab. Going back to the heroes tab, no, that was it. We're going to go to the store tab. The store tab is where you can buy cool skins to make your heroes look different. So we're going to go back to the heroes tab, and I'll show you how different a hero can look. So where's my Terror Blade? So I have a pretty cool Arcana on my Terror Blade, but if I didn't have it on him, this is what he would normally look like if I just take this off of him. He's just looking cool either way. I have a lot of cool skins on my Terror Blade, but as you can see, the skins make a pretty cool difference. So you can go to the store, you can search for stuff. I like to come in here and search by price highest first and see what the most expensive item in the shop is. And right now it is the Ice Baby Roshan. All right, that's fine. This sword was ridiculously expensive recently. This Crimson Edge of the Lost Order. It's currently 1,000 Canadian dollars, which is still a good amount of money, even though it's Monopoly money. Yeah. So in the store, you can also. This is the store. These are your plus rewards. This is stuff that comes if you buy Dota Plus, which is an extension to Dota. You don't need it, but it lets you get stuff like exclusive sets. This Monkey King set, which you guys just saw a little bit ago. You can do stuff like that. Now we're gonna hop over to the watch tab. So the watch tab lets you go into pro games. So these are going to be the guys who are the highest ranked in MMR, and what MMR is matchmaking ranking. I think that's what it stands for. And these are the guys who are all the best in the world. They've played the longest, and they're playing games against each other. As you can see, their ranks are right here. This guy's 24th. This guy's 154. This guy's 10. So you got a bunch of really highly rated players. Now, if you want, inside the watch tab, you can also do stuff like this. You can check out tournaments. So there's a tournament that was played right here. You can see like the size of the prize pools, which are pretty cool. And you can literally click here and watch game one. And I click watch game one, downloading. Now I have access to this game. I could just watch the whole tournament right through the game client, which is crazy awesome. Imagine if you had this kind of ability to do this for any other sport, like live sport, to be able to be like, oh man, this is going like the fuck, I'm gonna bleep that part out. That was stupid. Anyways, so this is you watching the games. This is what the game of Dota actually looks like, and this is the picking and banning phase. So another thing we have to talk about is that before you actually jump into a game of Dota, you have this incredibly complicated process of picking and banning. Now, picking and banning is really complicated in professional Dota, but a lot less complicated in regular Dota, because in regular Dota, at the beginning of every game, an all pick game, you start by selecting a hero that you don't want to play against. So you try to ban somebody and it either gets banned or not. In competitive Dota, this is captain's mode draft. You have drafting rounds and you have banning phases. So right now we're looking at a banning phase. They just banned this team, this Forward Gaming over here. They just banned Pandarian Brewmaster in this game. So if we were to speed this up, we could watch this at a faster rate because this is a replay. Remember, we're watching a replay of a live game, and now the first pick is coming out. So they went through their banning phase, now they're doing their drafting phase. The whole draft takes about 10 to 15 minutes in a regular Dota game. For a professional Dota game, it's like 8 minutes in a pub game, just a regular game that you come and queue up. Now, how do you queue regular games? I'll show that in a second. The other thing you can do is watch replays. So you can watch your own replays of matches in here. You can watch your friends' replays. You can save replays to watch later. There's popular tournament replays. And then you've got downloads over here. These are things that you've downloaded that you want to watch. How do you play a game of Dota? It's this play tab down here. So you just click, oh, I'm kind of on top of it, but you can see it. You just click play, and then you have the ability to decide what game mode you want, whether you want to play ranked or unranked. You can only gain MMR by playing ranked. You can select different game modes. If you hover over them, they'll tell you each different thing that the game mode does. You can select your language, your region, and you can kind of change these things around a little bit. Ranked roles is currently only a Dota Plus feature, but it lets you select the role that you want to play in, the lane that you want to play in. So when you saw the mini map over here, you saw that there was different lanes. You saw that there was a mid lane. This lane over here is considered the off lane on the Radiant side because it has it doesn't have access to the jungle close to this tower. That's kind of a hard concept to explain, but anyway, you select the lane that you want, whether it's off, safe, or mid lane. So that's what you're doing in ranked roles. You can practice 1v1. You can practice with bots, which is just lets you have a bots game, or you can create a custom lobby, or you can browse other custom lobbies that exist and join somebody's game. There's a lot of options available there. Oof. We're moving. Let's keep going. Let's get to the Learn tab. Now, the Learn tab doesn't actually teach you a lot because they have squandered a fantastic opportunity to actually teach new Dota players how to play this game, but it does offer a beautiful, absolutely beautiful breakdown on the patches in Dota and how they change certain things in the heroes. Dota is one of the most well-maintained games in esports. I'm going to go ahead and say that with no factual evidence, so you if you don't believe me. You can select here and you can select the different patches. You can see how Dota has changed. This also exists inside of the picking phase in Dota. When you're picking a hero, if something has changed, there will be a little exclamation mark next to the hero's name, and you can hover over it and they'll tell you maybe that hero got buffed or that hero got nerfed. You can check it out there. But that's the Learn tab. This is the patch updates. This is where you can read them. Now, training, they have the option to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different training modes here, and all they have is this last hit trainer. Try it, it's fine, but it's not great. They could do so much better. The tutorials, if you're brand new to the game, just do them. You'll get used to some stuff. Just do the tutorials, but they're not great. They're not the best tutorials in the world. Items. Now this, if you want to play with stuff or learn different things or create your own hero guides, you can do it. But the items are really cool. This is where you can learn about what the items do, how much. You can study them inside this tab, and you can see which items are used to make which which components of items are used to assemble bigger items. So this is an Oblivion staff. I clicked on this, and as you can see, to make an Oblivion staff, you need a quarter staff, you need a Sage's mask, and you need a robe of the Magi. These three things together will make you an Oblivion staff. Now, from an Oblivion staff, you can upgrade into either an Echo Saber or an Orchid. These two items do different things. Echo Saber lets you attack twice super fast, like you just do a double hit, and it gives you some stats and other stuff. Whereas an Orchid has an active ability that lets you silence another hero. So it gets a little complicated. If you want to build into an Orchid, you need 2 Oblivion staffs and a recipe, and then you can upgrade to a Bloodthorn by buying more items. Like, it gets complicated. Like the tree of items gets it gets kind of complicated. So if you are lost, I would suggest checking out the hero guides. Hero guides have a lot of good information, and the Plus Assistant, if you do decide to buy Dota Plus, uses machine learning algorithms to tell you which builds are best amongst most players in the game. But if not, there's tons of guides around here. If you don't buy Dota Plus, there's tons of guides in the shop. You can make your own guides. This one is the rivalry.com build by Tortellini. So this is your standard anti-mage build, and this looks pretty okay. You can create it. You can create your own builds. You can copy builds. You can modify them. It's pretty fun to play with. And finally, in the last tab of Dota 2, well, it's not really our last tab, but it's our last tab for a second. We're going to check out the arcade. Now, the arcade lets you play little games. This is actually how Dota started. This is how Dota became a thing. We used to have an arcade inside of Warcraft 3, and Warcraft 3's arcade ended up creating a game called Dota. And when Dota was created, Valve was like, hey, yo, we'll buy you guys and we'll call it Dota 2. So they did that, and now they created their own arcade, which has just spawned a brand new game. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this guy. Auto Chess, the fastest growing game of 2019, has a mobile version coming out right now, but the arcade spawned that game. So there's tons of fun stuff you can do in the arcade, lots of little games you can try out. You can play lobbies, you can play games with friends, and that is your arcade section. There's a library, a lobby list. You can browse stuff. You can check that out, Okay, now top right, my armory. Armory is where all of my current items are. So you get drops and you get items after games sometimes, or you can purchase items. This is what all of my items are, what I've been getting, what I've been equipping, or what I've been getting, and what items I have. There's some notifications up here at the top left, and this big gold thing at the top is Dota Plus. These are the rewards that you get. If you want to spend a hefty $5 a month, you can level up you can like track the level progress on your heroes and see additional stats and get access to some kind of nice stuff. So that is a basic introduction to Dota, the client, and all of that stuff. I'm going to show you one final thing, but we're not going to dive into this. This is just going to be the intro to the settings and what settings exist. Now, I have a lot of videos already on different settings, so you can watch those if you want to see how to set up your Dota settings specifically, but I'm just going to show you which ones you have access to. So you have access to your hotkeys. You can set up your unit actions, shop actions for when you're buying items. This is for casting spells right here. This is for casting items over here. The chat wheel right here, you have access inside the Dota game to a chat wheel that lets you flame people, kind of, so you can choose different phrases. Return to hotkeys. You can have custom chat wheels, set phrases. You can use some with Dota Plus. You can use sound effects, so it's pretty cool. You can go to advanced hotkeys where you can set additional stuff, which I would highly recommend you taking a look at, learning what the best basic options are to use in Dota. That's out of the scope of this video though, like I said. Now we can go to options, and these options will give you more basic information. So you can use edge pan. Oh, no, I'm not going to explain what they are. Sorry, I keep forgetting. But we're in it. We check out the basic options of our Dota 2. We can see options to make our mini map better for ourselves, and different things to change the interface in the chat. For video options, this is to customize the settings for your graphics card or whatever you have, so you can set custom settings to whatever you think looks the best or feels the best. And in the audio section, as you can see, you set up your custom audio if you need to, or set it up however you would like. That is approximately everything that I wanted to show you. I would really appreciate it if you guys subscribed if you enjoyed the video, like it if you like it, and leave me a comment if you have any questions, comments, concerns, things you want to talk about, things you want to say, anything at all. Really, just leave a comment and I will respond. Thank you guys. That's just how I'm gonna do this Dota Basics series. We're just going to talk about the basics of one concept. I'll talk about it for a short period of time, and then I'll throw some music in the background, and we'll do it this way. I hope you guys enjoyed. If there's anything that you would like me to elaborate on or make a future video on, also leave that in the comments section. Navitz here with the Sploosh Troop. Goodbye, guys.